Welcome back to Green is Good, and today we're so honored to have my friend Steve Levine on. He's the president and CEO of AtmosAir. Welcome to Green is Good, Steve.
Thank you so much for having me, and very excited to be talking with you after our last meeting in New York.
Yeah.
We're anxious to share our air purification solutions.
Well, you have a great story. Before we get to talking about your air purification solutions, Steve, talk a little bit about Steve Levine. Talk a little bit about your story and how you even ended up here and running this great company and creating this great company, and then we're going to talk about the solutions you've created.
Absolutely. Well, my background is in the air purification space, but how I got here was I really thought the green initiatives that companies were taking it was a place I wanted to focus, and a lot of people were focused on water, and a lot of people were focused on energy, and I thought the one area that was lacking was air quality, and I really wanted to make a difference in this world, and I think that, if the water we drink, and the air we breathe, how we take care of the planet going forward, it's just a passion of mine, and so I started in the air testing business. I wanted to test the quality of the air. I wanted to, and some people did, and
right.
Some people didn't because of what they might find. And I wanted to make a difference in that respect. And so that's how, that's my background. I started another business a while back. It was in the alarm industry. We built a large company, and we protected people, we saved lives, we protected property, and I wanted to take my new life after 20 years in that business and really try to make a difference going forward in the business of air quality.
And you created this great company in 2004.
Yes, we did.
Great. And for our listeners out there that want to look at Steve's great company while we're talking here today with Steve, you could go to www.atmosair.com, atmosair.com. Steve, talk a little bit about your company, what it does, and why your technology, how unique your technology is.
Well, it has a great history. It has a history that goes way back into the days of Albert Einstein.
Wow.
And initially, when I looked at the technology, because, again, we were measuring air quality, but we were looking for ways to make it better.
Right.
And I saw a company in Europe that had a great history. I didn't initially believe it, but I wanted to check it out. It had roots to Albert Einstein. In fact, Einstein's sister was sick with tuberculosis, and she was told the best place to get better was the Alps. Go to the mountains, breathe that fresh, clean air. And actually, Einstein wanted to understand why. Why is the air so much better in the mountains?
Right.
And he developed this theory that there was a natural conductivity in the mountains, and that conductivity was actually caused by these negative and positive ions. And so Einstein's friend, Conrad Habicht, basically invented a technology around his friend's theory that would replicate clean mountain air by delivering ions to the space. And he commercialized it in Europe. Back in 2004, I bought that technology and that company and brought it over here to the United States and started our business.
Wow.
And that's actually how it started. And, I thought that the best way to bring it to the marketplace would be through sports. I said, if we could take this technology that had a great effect on pulling dust particles out of the air, breaking down mold spores, attacking odors and volatile organic compounds, and bacteria, viruses, and germs, and we could bring this to the sports world, we would be able to take care of all the professional sports teams, the colleges would follow, the schools would follow, and then eventually the consumer would follow. And I have to say, that's what's happening right now. We actually installed our system in California in the Staples Center, in the entire Staples Center.
Wow.
And now we've done USC, and Los Angeles airports, every terminal is putting in our system. UCLA is starting to look at our systems. So it's really growing, and that's exactly where I am today. I'm actually in Louisville, Kentucky, talking to the Yum Center because they're looking at installing our system. So it's really, and the beautiful part of it is it started in sports, but now we're in office buildings, hotels, hospitals, and actually in the consumer's home. So we're making a difference, having a great time doing it, helping people. And at the end of the day, it's a technology that really, really works because I can measure and validate it before and after so that we can really show the difference. Because remember, I come from the air testing business.
Right.
So it's important that you validate and test because there's a lot of green products out there that basically say that they work, and unless you validate and test them, you really don't know.
For our listeners out there, I want you to share this because I know I had the benefit of spending a delightful 2 hours or more with you some months back. Can you talk about your system working well, cleaning the air against odors, bacteria, virus, and germs? How does it do it, and how well does it work against those issues?
Well, the beautiful part of it is if you have a central air system,
right,
you can actually put it into the central air system, and where normal technologies would be on the return side of that air system, like trying to catch stuff at the filter or at the UV light or at the air cleaners themselves, our technology goes on the supply side. We actually want to deliver these ions into the space.
Wow.
And when they're in the space, what the ions do is they cause this, what we call an agglomeration process. They pull these little particles together, make them a bigger particle, which makes it easier for your filters to pick it up because now it's bigger, and the other stuff might drop out of the air to the floor. So our main goal in life is to take that 3 foot to 7 foot space that we breathe in and pull all the bad things out of that. And so that's how the technology works against particles. It breaks down mold spores. It attacks odors. It actually, if there's an odor or mildew, any type of smell, it'll break that down and make it smell cleaner and fresher. And it really does a great job of breaking down, viable pathogens like, bacteria, viruses, and germs. So the beautiful part is when we brought the technology over, we didn't know that there was also going to be an energy-saving opportunity. Because think about it. All these buildings are bringing in so much outside air.
Sure.
When they're bringing in this outside air, they're also bringing in the pollutants with it. So with our technology, we actually are allowed to bring in less outside air and recycle the clean air. And so there's less air that you would have to heat and less air that you would have to cool. So it really becomes a great energy-saving opportunity while you're cleaning the air at the same time. So, and that's what everybody is trying to take advantage of right now. Wow, what a great thing if you can save energy dollars and cleanse the air at the same time and measure and validate those results.
For our listeners who just joined us, we've got Steve Levine on with us today. He's the president, CEO, and the founder of AtmosAir. You can look him up at www.atmosair.com, AtmosAir.com. Steve, now we've talked about some of your big and amazing projects, Staples Centers, USC. You're down in Louisville today. For our listeners out there that have allergies or other breathing-related issues, or who just want to live more sustainably and have cleaner air in their home or their office, can anyone go to your website and get this for their home, office, or for their large business that they're involved with?
Absolutely, absolutely. We take care of commercial buildings like Deloitte and UBS and we do the Dallas Cowboys, and we have the Kansas City Chiefs now as clients, but we also people that work in those organizations that suffer from allergies and asthma that are caused by, dust particles, that are caused by mold spores. We actually pull out those things from the air. So the people that have allergies and asthma, which is really 1 out of every 4 people, suffer. They're the ones writing us testimonials because we can take our same technology and put it right into their mechanical system or even deliver it in a little portable unit to their home or their bedroom so that they'll be able to, create a cleaner, healthier environment for them to live in as well. And for those people that have allergies and asthma, those are really the people that notice us first before anybody else. So that's a great point. And obviously, we're open to everybody. We want to help everybody.
So they go on your website, www.atmosair.com, and they could order or call, and they could get the technology that suits their home, their business, their company they work for, or any things of that such. Now, do you install it and then service it, or how does that work in terms of ordering and installation and ongoing service?
Sure. We have authorized dealers around the country, 140 of them now and growing, because people want to carry our product. And we want people properly trained that if we're going to put it inside of your air conditioning or heating system, that, it's a very simple installation, probably takes all of about an hour to an hour and a half to install, uses very, very little energy. Our systems work on 5 watts of power, so it's very easy to install. And then once a year, this technology, it lasts for about 8,800 hours. Wow. At the end of the 8,800 hours, we have to change this tube. So people could do it themselves.
Right.
Or if we have an authorized dealer in that area, we'll be happy to do that for them.
Wow. And also, we have a lot of listeners internationally, because after the show airs on the iHeart network here in the United States, it gets uploaded to the iTunes and to the internet blogosphere. And we have listeners literally that download our show from Shanghai to Mumbai and Brazil and everywhere in between. And do you also do your great work, and does your brand service clients around the world?
Yes, we have. We actually opened up an office in Shanghai.
Oh.
We actually just are in joint venture arrangement with a company called Shanghai Electronics, which wants to put our technology in cars, in buses, and trains. And so we're doing work in India. We're doing work in Dubai, and China is just exploding. Obviously, they have serious issues there, and our goal is to help pull those little particles out of the air in their commercial establishments. Obviously, it would be nice if we could take one big tube, one big technology, and put it over everywhere, but unfortunately we can't. So in the indoor environments is where we make the difference. And if we're able to do this in cars, in buses, and trains, I know the next logical question is, when are we going to be able to put our technology in an airplane? And can't talk about that right now, but it's coming.
It's coming. Oh, that is awesome. What separates you? You said that, this is technology you brought in from Europe, and it's the best in the world. And obviously, with all the success you've had, you're proving it's the best in the world with all the amazing brands that you've mentioned, from Staples to Dallas Cowboys and everyone in between. Who is your competition, and do you even have competition, Steve?
Well, there's many ways people clean the air. The traditional ways of a filter, the traditional ways of a UV light, traditional ways of electronic air cleaners, and those ways are fine. There's nothing wrong with them, and I believe it. Believe me, we complement a filter. I'm not saying take your filter out and put our system in. The way our system works is all those technologies are reactive. They're actually taking asking the airflow to bring the particles and the spores to it, rather than our technology is proactively going after it. So one is an active and one is a reactive. And so I think just being proactive and attacking the issues that are in the air are is the reason that we're so much superior than these other technologies today.
You know, Steve, you and I met at a wonderful Green Sports Alliance NRDC event in New York City and just had a lovely and delightful chat for a couple hours. Are you, besides Green Sports Alliance, are there other organizations you're involved with that are spreading the great word about AtmosAir, your great company?
Well, absolutely. We actually, besides the Green Sports Alliance, there's a whole College of Sustainability alliance right now. And so I was actually at a meeting not too long ago where athletic directors and sustainability officials were attending this meeting together, and these were 50 major universities that are very interested in bringing new green initiatives to their colleges. And being a part of that, just like the Green Sports Alliance, just like groups like the NRDC that's helping to consult people on best practices, and Green Build. We just came back from Philadelphia from the Green Build, where people are really looking at LEED and other initiatives to create a healthier, cleaner environment and facility. And that's what we're all about. If we can be one small part of the whole picture and really add some significant value, I think then we make a difference. And that's all I'm looking to do. We want to help people. We want to make a difference. And I know we have a technology that will do that.
Well, that was your dream back in 2004 to start a new company that makes profit with a purpose.
Exactly right.
You know, we're down to the last 2 minutes, Steve, and there's a lot of listeners out there that are the next generation, the kids, and you and I were even talking about that when we were together. You know, and can you share some thoughts of inspiration? Because they're going to listen to this show, and they listen to our guests, and I get emails all the time. They want to be the next Steve Levine. Can you share some pearls of wisdom backwards for them who want, or they're in high school, they're in college, or in grad school, and they want to go out and they want to wake up and be involved with a company or be an entrepreneur and know that they're changing the world every day when they go and create a company or they go get a job? Share some of your pearls of wisdom and experience with them, please.
Well, I think the most important thing, and I tell my kids this too, and I have kids that are 25 and 28 now, so I've been around it a little bit, and I think you always have to try to do what you love.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't love it, at least you should like it a lot. If you wake up every morning and you go to work and you don't really like or love or feel like you're making a difference, then you should probably do something else. Yeah. There's a lot of ways to help people in this world, and I really believe that if you get involved, and, you know, not just for making a dollar, but in something that you love that'll make a difference and that will really help people. And at the end of the day, I think it's everybody's responsibility to give back. If you do all these things, I really believe you become a well-rounded person, and you love getting up every morning and you love going to work. I happen to love what I do because every day I make a difference. We make a difference. We have a great team. We're expanding the team. And for any of your listeners that are really motivated by helping people and making a difference in the sustainability world or air quality world, feel free to contact me. I'm always looking to grow, and I want to surround myself with the right people. And that's my 2 cents. That is just great. And I assume you feel real bullish on 2014 and beyond. You're 10 years into this, and you feel that the best is in front of you. At least 50% growth this year.
Wow.
And, you know, so that's what we're talking about.
Perfect. Well, I just want to tell our listeners again, if you want to breathe clean air and you want to buy Steve's great products, please go to www.atmosair.com, ATMOS air.com. Or if you want to get a job, if you really want to wake up every morning and change the world, you could contact Steve through that great website. Stephen Levine, you are a sustainability superstar and truly living proof that green is good.